Welcome everyone to round 4, the last of the Friday FNM here at General Games in Caulfield. Here with Lee Greaves. How you doing, sir?
Good, thank you. Yes, yourself?
It's been a good night. Had a lot of interesting matches. You were playing today.
Yeah, I was playing Nick Fit today.
Nick Fit. How'd it go for you?
Well, I'm sitting here now and I had a bye last round, so not very well.
For tonight's final, we've got Sean Brown, esteemed MTG Goldfish writer, Salt Mine podcaster, up against Jesse Bartle, Storm player. These are the two 3-0s going into the last round. Sean's playing a deck called Rug in Denial.
Rug in Denial?
Rug in Denial. So that...
Explain.
I'll explain this to you. It's playing the Rug Delver base.
Yep.
But it's cut Nimble Mongoose. It's got Tarmogoyfs and Hooting Mandrills and Delver Secrets. It's playing the card called Stubborn Denial.
Yep.
This is a blue card. It's a 4-spike, I think. Or it's 4-spike for non-creature spells by itself.
Yep.
If you've got a creature with power 4 or greater, it's a full-on negate for 1 mana.
But it's a Khan's card, isn't it?
Yeah, it's one of those new cards. It's one of the, if you play Standard a lot, you'll definitely know about it.
Yeah, yep.
So, the matchup between Rug and Storm is very interesting. I think it's one of my favourite matchups in actual Legacy from the Delver play side. Because you've got 2 Spell Snares, which is really good against the payoff cards in Infernal Tutor, Cabal Ritual. And you've got Stifle, which interacts very well with the mana base. And, Storm. If you ever get to that stage where you can stifle the Storm trigger.
Stifle's one of my favourite mechanisms of all time.
I just like it's a blue Stone Rain.
Yeah.
It's 1 mana, Stone Rain.
Yep.
So...
But stifling a Storm trigger is great. There's nothing better than seeing your opponent's hand empty and bang, gone.
Bang, gone. So on our left, Sean on the left and Jesse on the right. Sean's on the play for this one, which is a good start for the tempo deck. Sorry, correction. Jesse's on the play. Probably better for Jesse then. Legacy's really polarizing with play draw, isn't it? If you're on the play, you're doing well.
There's definitely a huge advantage.
It turns off what we saw last game with the Stifle. Justin got time walked. He tried to hold up Stifle on the play. Yep. And there was no land for him to do anything.
Yeah.
So he ended up just being time walked. All of a sudden, the Storm player's been building up cards, building up things to do, and we're off to the races. All right, so let's have a look at, I see a Dark Ritual, a Brainstorm, an Infernal Tutor, a Lotus Petal, a Polluted Delta, a Gataxian Probe and another Brainstorm from Jesse. That's a stacked hand.
There was nothing much but direct damage over in Sean's hand.
The old Let's Be Zoo deck?
Yeah. There's nothing really disruptive or very aggressive.
So probably not where you want to be against the potential turn 1 kill.
Yes, exactly.
Sean's just going to be looking for some bit of fast threats.
Early counters.
And counter magic. I'm really actually quite looking forward to this. He's a bloody good player, this bloke. He knows how to sling some cards.
I definitely like reading his articles too.
Yeah.
He's got some good
insights. This week in Legacy on MTG Goldfish. New one up today.
Excellent.
Yeah. Look at that. Turn 1 Delver from Sean. Ready. Let's have a look at him for everyone. So, Tropical Island, Delver of Secrets, Hooting Mandrills, Lightning Bolt, Flooded Strand.
I really like the Hooting
Mandrills. The Hooting Mandrills was a Jonathan Alexander creation. I've spoken about him before. He's a German Legacy player. Yep. He writes an article. He's got a blog called The Weekly Wars, and he talks about different Pauper and Legacy interactions and writes articles on that in those, what do you call it, formats? That's the way. Yep. He pioneered the Hooting Mandrills because he just thought Tarmogoyf wasn't very good anymore. 1 mana Tarmogoyf is better than 2 mana Tarmogoyf because against decks like Storm, you don't want to have to tap out and die.
Yeah, for sure.
So Bartle sees the coast is clear. He's definitely a deliberate player, Jesse. Definitely likes to play very, I won't say glacially, deliberately.
Deliberately. Well considered.
Yeah, considers all options. He's going to pass the turn back. All right, so here we go. Turn 1 Delve for Sean.
And the aggro player is much more concise and
not a lot of thought to this one. All right, Lotus Petal, Storm count 1. Is he going to go for the crack Lotus Petal Brainstorm?
Yes.
All right, Cabal Ritual, Lotus Petal, and Underground Sea. I think we can get rid of that Underground Sea. I think he was looking for an LED there. That'd be a lot of mana.
Has he got a tutor in hand?
He does. He's got the Infernal Tutor from his opening 7. So
you think he gets rid of his second land drop?
he knows the contents of his hand, and he knows there's a Brainstorm, which is a whole new hand after that. I don't know if he's got the capabilities to go off this turn though.
Looks like he's going to keep the land in hand. Yeah, he has.
So we can go Dark Ritual, and no, he's just going to keep it on top.
He's going to have another try.
All right, Delver doesn't flip. And he's drawn another Tropical Island.
Yeah, another land, yep.
That's okay. Brainstorm. Fetch land. Whole new hand.
Yep.
Brainstorm's a good Magic card I've heard.
Yeah, it's very powerful.
One of the
it saved quite a few people from hand removal.
All right. I wouldn't call it fair, but it's... the cards on the table are for Jesse to keep track of Storm. So blue mana, green mana, red mana, and Infect is actually Storm because he hasn't found the Storm version of it.
Oh, okay.
I was going to draw the Dark Ritual. All right, Brainstorm.
Those tokens are actually Arcade Post tokens. There were plenty of them around at GP Melbourne last year.
What? So he just missed his opportunity to get the Storm counter?
I'm not sure. I didn't notice it when I was looking at all the ones he had available, but
I think Jesse was actually on a hiatus from Magic. He's been playing for as long as I have, but similar levels. He started playing towards the end of Urza's.
Yep.
Played until Mirrodin, hated the new borders like I did, and quit Magic. The fact that it's legitimate, seriously. Apart from the fact that I hated that Goblins couldn't beat Affinity ever, I was one of the many people who quit Magic during Affinity winter or summer or whatever it was.
I find it quite amusing because I played from Revised up until Urza's, then stopped, and then came back at when Mirrodin started.
What did you think of the new borders when they came in?
To be honest, there was so much that had changed in that 8-year period or something like that the borders were the least of my concern at the time.
What was it like getting revised booster packs in Australia at the time? Were they hard to find?
No, they were everywhere.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They were. It was like the most printed set for a long time.
What about getting power and stuff? Because I know you play a bit of Vintage. Was it?
Well, back then I was still only a kid, just hanging around at the local shop, not even really knowing how to play the game. Which
you play as many lands as you can in one turn?
Yeah. Which I still don't purport to say that I can play the game, but I understand it a little better now. And yeah, so when it came to those high-powered cards and things like that, I wasn't really around them because I was more in the suburbs than in the city. Yeah. So I wish I was, though.
Yeah. Wouldn't you like to buy 4 underground seats for $20 straight up?
Well, we had a local card store that used to trade 2 rares for 1 rare. So they ran out of Nightmares and Wrath of Gods and things like that very quickly. All right, so what's happening here?
We've had a Brainstorm and a fetch land.
Yep.
And now he's debating going off because he has a Past in Flames kill. But if Sean brainstorms into a Force of Will, it's all over. So you can go Ritual. So we'll just clear it out now.
Checking the path.
But he names... Wow. Doesn't name the Brainstorm. Sean is a man of steel. He didn't brainstorm in response.
Yeah.
Didn't brainstorm in response. If you got it, you got it.
That was very brave.
I think he has the ability to be rewarded. I think Magic's one of those games, especially when you cast something like Brainstorm in response to a spell, you've got the opportunity to succeed. So here we go. Fires off the Brainstorm. We see... Is that a Spell Snare or a Stubborn Denial? If he gets him with the Spore Spike. All right. Cracks the fetch land, puts the Volk into play. Please be Stubborn Denial.
Stubborn Denial is still the one mana spell, yeah?
Oh, no, it is.
Oh, it gets there.
He's going to stubborn. And we've got a reader, the Force Spike that goes the distance. Oh, my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, what a master. What a master this Sean Brown is. Look, do you see the way he removed the dice with the Storm? Kind of get out of here. No Storm. Delver just not wanting to flip. All right, so it's another tropical island. Problem is, Lee, for our hero over there with the Rug Delver.
There's not a lot to back it up, is there?
No, there's not. And he can go off next turn. I think the Dark Ritual was just a bit anemic.
I was just wondering whether maybe you should have waited for the second one and maybe helped to get rid of his maths. No,
because the counters start becoming real bad at that point. Because you go 3 mana, you Stubborn Denial the Cabal Ritual, then you go down to, you pay for it all, nothing floating, then you go up to 5 once it resolves. I think that the shelf life on that Stubborn Denial, great timing though, wasn't it?
Oh, beautiful. I'm not meaning the Cabal Ritual. I mean the Cabal Therapy.
Later on.
The second,
to stop him from getting to 4 mana.
Yeah. So if it might have been at the second Dark Ritual, he would have had to have paid 1 mana and then
I think we're about to see Hooting Mandrills be cast, Lee. There it is. Lightning Bolt, Hooting Mandrills in play.
Wow.
So Sean's just playing like Khan's Pauper, right?
Yeah. That's true. If you want to put dual lands into a Pauper deck.
I'm just going to pull up Stubborn Denial so we can read it at home. Blue, instant, counter target non-creature spell unless its creature pays 1. Ferocious, if you control a creature with power 4 greater, counter that spell instead. I actually got it right for once. Wow. All right, here we go. Dark Ritual. Cabal Ritual. So 3, 5, 8. 8 mana in pool. Infernal Tutor. Okay. So the issue is, what's he going to do with this? He doesn't have any red mana.
Is Past in Flames in the graveyard, is it?
No, he doesn't have any red mana to cast it.
He doesn't have
enough Storm to... Yeah. If he had the Lotus Spell, if he'd actually waited for that turn, for this turn, he would have been able to, have red fall from the Lotus Petal to Past in Flames.
Yes.
So he's going down the Ad Nauseam route with 1 mana floating, and he's got the Underground Sea.
And 12 life. That should... It should still be okay.
It should be okay. It's not... Nothing's a given at 12 life, though. Down to 11. 11. 10. 9. 8. 6.
Ooh,
that should probably
hurts.
do it. That should probably do it. 6. Yeah, I think he's got this now. 5. It's getting risky now. If that tendril comes off the top...
Sean doesn't have any mana open, so he doesn't have to be scared of a random lightning bolt.
Down to 3. See, his issue, he won't be able to empty his hand for the Infernal Tutor.
True. Without the Lion's Eye Diamond.
Well, we have to do this the old-fashioned way, I think. Let's cast some cantrips.
Storm of 2003.
Right, uses the Underground Sea for a Ponder. Volcanic Island, Preordain, Past in Flames.
That'll probably help.
So we can go Ritual. Does he have a second Ritual? Or is it... No, he's got 2 Cabal Therapies.
Yeah, just the 1 Dark Ritual, it looks like. So he's taken the Past in Flames.
So this is why Storm's not my deck.
No.
Oh, I can't do this.
No, neither can I.
All right, Dark Ritual.
So 4 black.
Where are we going with this, Bartle? 5 mana. 4, and I assume there's either a blue or a red. All right, here we go. Yeah. Past in Flames.
It'd have to be Past in Flames.
With 1 black. I've obviously missed the mana at some stage. We're going to cast a whole boatload of rituals. Maybe he's going to empty his hand.
Can he get enough loop?
Oh, he can go...
He has
Infernal...
Pebbles.
Yeah. He can loop Infernal Tutors. Or can he? We can Cabal Therapy himself.
Yeah, true. Was it 2 ponders in hand?
There's 2...
Or preordain?
You put a card down.
One spell at a time.
So, cast Infernal Tutor, revealing... No, he's going to... No. Some sequencing problems here. Was going to Flashback, Dark Ritual. It's been the other Infernal Tutor's graveyard. Thank you. Jesse... Yeah, he's deep in the tank now. There's a lot of maths involved with this. That's why I did law. You know, I'm good at writing. I'm not very good at maths, and combat maths isn't my specialty. It's why I like goblins a lot. You get the thing with goblins, you either kill them by 8 million, because you hit them with 3 pile drivers, or you just died. It didn't matter. It didn't matter that you missed 1 point of combat maths. Very rarely did. So there's Cabal Ritual, Infernal Tutor. Get another Infernal Tutor. Does that work? I see what he's... Okay, so he's going to go... He can cast Infernal Tutor. Revealing Infernal Tutor.
Yeah.
Fail to find.
Okay.
Yeah. It seems we've had a bit of operational order problems. That's fine. You know, these things happen when it's Storm Count 83, Mana 2. It's that helpless feeling that you get when you're sitting across from Storm and you think,
yep,
I did what I was supposed to do. You know, I played blue, I played counter spells, I played Delver.
Yep.
SCG told me this would be good. And you end up in these situations where, what am I going to do? What can I do? I'm tapped out. I've been stripped of my resources. I've had to counter something that seemed to be irrelevant in the grand scheme of things.
He's also looked at my hand. He knows there's nothing relevant there.
Nothing. Delver won't flip. What can I do? But he's given it his all. And we've ended up in this situation. All right, Infernal Tutor.
But you still can't scoop because you've got to allow for your opponent to possibly misplay or...
And Storm is a potential just for maths to go wrong.
Yeah, exactly. And you never know when your opponent has...
Storm's helping Jesse out now. He's revealing Cabal Therapy off the Infernal Tutor. I think Jesse's under a lot of pressure right now.
So cards in hand are the 6 in front of us.
Yes, so there's Cabal Therapy, Preordain. Is that second Cabal Therapy, Ponder, and Infernal Tutor?
Yep. So Infernal Tutor found Cabal Therapy.
Haunting, thank you very much for the nice words. There's commentary on that thing there. Thank you very much, B4L4. And if you'd like to see the stream set up, click the Inga link in the chat for what's really an amazing setup. It is a joy to work with in this thing.
It is amazing the amount of computer screens around, a whole
we've got a huge
set
light
aside,
burning my eyes out at what is 10 o'clock in the evening after I was at work at 6.
Ouch. That shows your dedication to the game and the format.
And I believe Jesse's just scooped. Probably wasn't getting there. Jesse got it? Wow. Yeah. Look, shows how much we know about Storm Hurley.
That's why we stick to swinging creatures sideways.
I'm firmly on Maverick. I played Punishing Maverick for the first time in a long time yesterday.
Yep.
I'm on the play. Green Suns for 0. I've got Thalia and Gaddock Teague in my hand.
Yep.
A friend sitting next to me says to me, "Oh, you're playing Maverick again," because I sometimes play Elves. And when you go Savannah, Green Sun, Zenith, and you play Elves, maybe it's Elves.
Yep.
He goes, "Oh, he's German. Oh, you play Maverick. Okay. Cabal Therapy, Talia, Guardian of Thraben." I'm like, "You got it, man." Show him the Gaddock team just scoops.
Wow.
In the other feature match, just to keep everyone at home updated, Justin Ventura got there 2-0 or 2-1. He got there.
And what are those?
Justin's playing Grixis Delver.
Yep.
And I got to be honest, I don't really know what he was playing against. Maybe it was Turbo Depths.
Who was his opponent?
Producer, help us out. We're sitting in the blind. Stephen Mead.
Stephen Mead. So
another Maverick bro.
Yeah, he's playing with a little bit of red today. He's got a bit of spiciness with Huntmaster of the Fells.
You're part of Team TCM together, aren't you guys?
That's right. Yes. Yeah. Yep. So we typically specialise in vintage, but we do branch out into the other Eternal formats as well. But we're predominantly Eternal and vintage.
How do you feel about the vintage format at the minute? I've heard a lot of complaining about its bannings haven't changed anything. Stephen Menendian especially has been on a huge rant on the mana drain, saying it's just shops versus Mentor. Nothing's changed. It's only gotten worse with Gush being banned. Now I feel like he's probably a little bit biased. He did write a book on Gush.
yes, he has been a big fan of
Gush-based strategies.
Yes, just lots of spells in consecutive order and lots of drawing cards until you win.
I still haven't worked out why we need to have such a big book on Gush. Pick up 2 lands, draw 2 cards. Deal.
Yeah, done. To be honest, I haven't played a lot recently. I haven't played online for a long time, and that's where where a lot of this stuff comes from. And it seems to be a different game online to what it is in real life.
I agree. That was my next point. When people complain that the meta game online is Mentor versus shops, I think because that's what they have online.
Yeah,
that's the people that play in the daily event for the last vintage monthly. That almost 90% of the decks being played were Mentor decks and shops decks. Yep. So of course it stands to reason that the top 8 is going to be Mentor and shops decks. That's what happens. If it's 50-50, if you flip, it's heads and tails basically.
Yeah, for sure. So one of the problems I was having about 12 months ago, I was playing vintage on Moto, mostly because I've been brewing Powerless Eldrazi for a while, and it's been getting better and better.
The old Jake Eldrazi.
Sorry?
The Jake Eldrazi sort of list? With the Fallen Elrod's main.
I was playing that at the time, but I've steered away from that. I'd go very aggressive now.
Okay.
But at the time when I was testing online, I found that it was all Mentor or shops, and I lost interest.
Oh, okay.
So the online is very much a different format than in paper.
All right. So Sean leads us off with a turn 1 Delver. And a stacked hand there. And Jesse with Daxing Probe says here, Daze, Spell Snare, Stifle, Pyroblast, Flusterstorm. He's 1 land short of having a great hand.
Yep. But that is going to hold the Storm player off for quite a while.
It's just missing, I think it's just missing a Ponder. A Ponder or a Brainstorm.
Yeah.
Or a second land. He just wants to be able to cast multiple spells in a turn. The spell snare is so good against Storm. Although, Jesse's hands, there's a lot of mana in there.
There are for your lands.
2 fetch lands, 2 Underground Seas, Ad Nauseam, Tendrils of Agony.
It's an awkward hand, isn't it?
This is the sort of hand where Delver can really punish you. Oh, and he's going for the Daze. Daze, what a master. What a master.
Now all he needs the instant or sorcery off the top, and he's just lined it up nicely.
Using his mana every turn. And
there it is.
Flip to Ancient Grudge. Yep, that is definitely an Ancient Grudge.
That is definitely an Ancient Grudge.
You sometimes just get them. Just hit the LED when they least expect it.
Yeah, yes.
I think, unfortunately...
Or force them to open it when they don't want it.
Jesse's just far too good a player to ever fall into that trap. He loves this deck. He loves this deck.
There goes the first slot of 3 damage.
It's all he needs to do now. Now, Fatal Push is an interesting card. Good addition to Delver. It's being played in Storm now too.
It's seeing a lot of play everywhere. 1 mana is just value.
And the defense grid from Jesse, that Spell Snare is looking great. All right, so we're going to Brainstorm. And that meets a Pyroblast. I really like the way Sean's playing this. Obviously, his hand is letting him do it. But to beat Storm, you can't let them just keep sculpting. Because as I said in the earlier round, all their cards keep them at parity. And so you cast Ponder with 7 cards in hand. You finish up with 7 cards in hand after it's resolved.
Yep. And you've got to choose of the top 3.
Yeah. Whereas if you just keep letting them do it, they'll sculpt a hand that can beat anything. They could beat a 20-card hand.
Yep.
All right, so Sean's draw for Brainstorm, and now it's the temptation. I think we're just going to hold on to everything, and use if nothing needs to be done, end step Brainstorm. And here we go.
It is.
I really like when I predict Sean's plays. He's such a good player. Oh, lovely. Underground Sea, fetch land. And I think, was that a Force Wheel, the last card, or a Brainstorm? Come on, Sean, let us in. Let us in, son.
Behind the Delta.
Yeah, behind the Delta.
I think when you can acknowledge that someone's a great player and you're able to pick the move that they do, for me, it makes me feel like, hey, I can get some decisions right.
I remember watching Matt Vaughan play Burn once, and I didn't get a single decision right. I was in the buy bracket, watching him play. It got every single thing wrong, every sequence wrong, everything wrong. I'm not a Burn player either. It turns out.
It's amazing that
and that does look like it's a Force of Will, and the last card in his hand.
Yes, it does. It's very much red in that picture.
There it is. Wow, Ancient Grudge for the... Wow, leveled. Sean's leveled Jesse. He's brought in his defense grid, and Sean's got the Ancient Grudge. Just fired off end step. Well, you can't actually. You have to main phase. Ooh.
Yeah, you have to do it through main phase.
So he's going to have to hold... He doesn't want to crack his fetch if the... Gosh, Sean's a master. Look at that. Look at the levels we're playing on here. I'm going to keep the 3rd land down. I'm not going to crack my fetch and do things. I'm going to keep it there in case I need the 3rd mana.
Yes.
Because that way he can go Ancient Grudge, hold up a land to cast his counter spells, plus the Force of Will. Although he does have Spell Snare. So maybe he'll just counter that way. That seems a bit easier, doesn't it? All right, nothing. So Sean's going to crack his fetch land on his upkeep.
Yep.
Jesse down to 9. This Delver's made some quick work of his life totals.
So you'd expect he to get himself a trop now? Yep.
Yep. Just get all the colours. I love the smoothness of Rug. Sometimes you feel a bit stupid, though, when you're playing against, say, Deathrite Shaman. You got a Nimble Mongoose in play. And you think, what am I doing with my life? Why am I doing this to myself? And a Graph Digger's Cage, insane. These are some hot draws from Sean. Because what he's done now, what Storm can do is just say, all right, you've countered all my spells. Now I'm going to cast Passing Flames and kill you.
Yes.
Graph Digger's Cage turns that off. I think Sean's definitely in the driver's seat for this one.
So Jesse's down to 5 now. This is putting the pressure on.
Down to 6.
Down to 6. That's putting the pressure on because that's making Ad Nauseam so much less viable now.
Oh, Ad Nauseam's out of it. Now he has to go through Passing Flames.
Yep.
He's got the duress and he can take... It doesn't matter what he takes, I don't think. So Sean electing not to play the Graph Digger's Cage, instead electing to hope up. Yeah, B4 for nicely done. Eventually, I'll get it wrong. He's going to hold up... He's got his Spell Snare and the Thunderstorm, plus Force of Will. 5 lands in play. I play 23 in Goblins and never ever get to 5 lands in play. All right, here's a duress. I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
Yeah.
I think he's just trying to get some information. I don't think his hand can't get there.
So there's how in trouble you are.
Yeah. Do you reckon this is the time to just scoop it up? You've seen all the information. You've seen the Graph Digger's Cage. You see the Ancient Grudge. Perhaps you think, all right, maybe I don't like keeping in the artifact that's in his hand that we just talked about, that I've just now forgotten the name.
The Graph Digger's Cage?
No, the
defense grid.
The defense grid, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we don't want to do that.
Well, investing the mana into that and then still having to try and combo it's very difficult.
Yeah, they want to set up the old discard your hand.
Yeah.
Defense grid, kill ya.
But he's still in Jesse's favour. He's still trying to look for the best option of what to name, what to choose with duress. So he hasn't given up yet, but it does look
I would concede. I'm a fast conceder, but I'm conceding at this point.
I would too.
I've got 4 cards in hand, and none of them do anything.
But I definitely don't trust my ability to play Storm either. So. I've seen some people get out of some very sticky situations, and I couldn't see it for the life of me.
A Spell Pierce drawn for Sean. What a draw against 5 lands. All right, so Jesse's asked Sean to show him his hand again, and he's, with the exception of the Spell Pierce, showing him the 5. This is what you get when you've got 2 good friends playing Magic against each other. 3-0, not a care in the world. We're not playing this seriously.
Yeah. And that's what Magic should be.
I've just been told by the producer that Sean helped Jesse storm off in the previous game. You know what? Sometimes it's just a team effort to get there.
Well, the thing is, this is a game of learning. And, you know...
it is. It is. You're dead right.
It's no high-stakes prize or anything like that. It's not comp roll kind of thing. No. So for everyone to be able to get something out of the game, you know, teachers learn off of their students. Everyone's having fun here. So
team effort.
Why not?
All right. So now we're coming back to the booth. Lee Greaves, Steve Stamopoulos, chat at home. It's Rug in denial. So the Stubborn Denial game 1. What a beating that was. Just got him.
Stubborn Denial is nice. I would not expect to see it played in an Eternal format, but yeah.
The Hooting Mandrills. The Hooting Mandrills turn on Stubborn Denial.
When Hooting Mandrills was printed, I did think there is a place for this somewhere in Eternal.
Well, it's good because you can... A problem that Rug Delver traditionally will have, True Name Nemesis, for instance. Rug Delver, these cards, they gum up the ground too effectively.
Yeah.
Hooting Mandrill just crashes on over.
Yeah.
In a format defined by True Name Nemesis and Young Pyromancer tokens, I go for flying. I go for Tombstalker in my Delver list.
Yep.
Jonathan Alexander, Sean Brown, those 2 guys, they love the Hooting Mandrills.
Getting above 4 toughness is very important.
Yeah.
Or getting above 3 to get out of lightning bolt range is very important.
It's one of the checks in. Now that Miracles is sort of fallen by the wayside, I know there's topless Miracles we've seen a few times today. Swords of Death and Taxes on its way out. Well, on its way out. It just won the last GP, didn't it? I don't think it's very good right now in the meta. As a former Death and Taxes player.
Yeah.
And thank you, B404. It's Decay, Bolt, and Pushproof. It's interesting how far Decay's fallen out of favour too. I initially thought that Decay would still stay as part of the fabric of Legacy, if you will.
I think it might just be having a lull. I think it just might be a metagame lull, but I think Abrupt Decay will still have a good space.
It's interesting because it's so versatile. It kills Goblin Lackey and Aether Vial. The rudeness, you know. All right, so here we go. Back to game 3. The decider, Lee. The decider.
Yeah, 1 apiece. We have Jesse on the play.
Jesse's on the play now. Interesting place for Storm to be. So Sean's hand, a Stifle, a Spell Pierce, a Ponder, some lands, Stubborn Denial.
Stubborn Denial, there's your best friend.
He's got it. And Jesse's kept in the defense grid. Mismatching defense grids, by the way. I believe you lent him a defense grid?
No, not myself, no.
That was Sully, was it?
It might have been. Yep.
All right, let's have a look at Jesse's hand. So I've got a Lotus Petal, a Brainstorm, defense grid, and we're keeping Polluted Delta. A lot of cantrips in this hand. This is a really nicely redundant hand. And that Stifling Sean's hand is going to look really silly now, isn't it? You can go get his blue source and just play around it for days.
Yeah, for sure.
I assume a Ponder will be coming. Check out the lay of the land.
Yeah.
Do crop circles. No, that's not crop. It's crop surveillance. That's what we're looking for.
Crop surveillance.
Yeah. He's the Storm player. He's going to find out what's the lay of the land.
So he's going to put the drone up in the sky and just.
No, this is ad nauseum tendrils. This is 2014 Legacy.
Okay.
Drones weren't invented then. All right, we're going to tap our land. Defense grid on turn 1.
Straight into it. And I think that's fair.
This is like the Spanish Inquisition, isn't it? Have you met my good friend, Defense Grid? Haven't you got Force of Will? Sean. All right, so the draw for the turn. Wow. That is a stunned mullet in our cameras, ladies and gentlemen.
This is very difficult for Sean now. So where does he play now? Just Ponder and...
I think he's got a Delver. I don't know what he can do. That is not the face of a man who looks confident, is it? It's a ponder.
It's a ponder. Yeah, I didn't feel there was much else.
Polluted Delta, Brainstorm, and Spell Pierce. Probably not what the doctor's ordered. He's got the Delver in hand. Interesting, he didn't like to cast. I guess he's looking for Ancient Grudge.
Yeah, he needs to get around that defense grid, and he needs to do it very quickly.
I think this is going to have to be a shuffle. Flusterstorm. Is that? No, it's not Bajuka Bog, surely. The second card.
I hope so.
I saw a dark looking card. If anyone out there has any idea what it is, please feel free to tell us why it's definitely not Bajuka Bog in Rug Delver.
No, it's a fetch land.
Did he keep off the ponder or shuffle?
Oh,
No, it was from the
ponder. Yeah, you shuffle.
Yeah, a definite shuffle. In good news, though, there's not a whole lot in... I say that, but then he's about to cast a Brainstorm. So, all right, Lotus Petal, Dark Ritual, another land. Well, you know, we can just keep pushing these cantrips. So this is what the Storm player will do. He'll put back maybe a Lotus Petal in a fetch land, crack fetch land, cast a ponder. Ah, right. Thank you very much, Wasteland. Wasteland, go. I like that. I like wastelanding people. One of life's true delights. Was it perhaps a surgical?
B4L4. Yeah. Surgical, surely you...
That's definitely coming in.
Yeah, but surely there'd be a place for it. Oh, you can't play it when you want to play it, though,
Yeah,
can you?
not with Defense Grid. Amusingly, if he snagged a ponder, if he could get a ponder now, he'd probably be happy enough with that.
Yep.
One less cantrip. And here we go. Ponder. All right. Top 3. Flusterstorm, Ancient Tomb, Brainstorm. I believe that's a ship, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, it was an underground sea. I meant to say that. It's late. It's late.
We are getting... Final round does that to people. There's another shuffle from the ponder. Such a useful...
He just needs... He needs action. He's got nothing going on.
Yeah, there's no tutor there. There's no ad nauseum.
And this can sometimes be the problem when you dilute a deck so much, well, he's rewarded with a ponder off the top. So, rebuy. We'll buy it next turn.
Yeah.
The problem with when you dilute the Storm deck is such an intricate machine, right? When you dilute it with cards like Defense Grid, Flusterstorm, you will draw them.
Yep. And
he would have cut a Preordain or one of the other cantrips to fit space in.
Yep.
Maybe he cut the ad nauseum, as B4L4 was saying in chat, because ad nauseum is not very good in a matchup where your life total is pressured, straight away.
True, for sure.
All right, let's have another ponder. Duress, Cabal Ritual, was that another Duress?
I missed that. I was just looking at Wasteland Go was asking whether we'll be streaming Legacy for FNM each week.
Thank you for the compliments. Unfortunately, it's not every week. I think it's every month for now. And with any luck, we'll be able to do this every fortnight. Oh, what a treat that would be. Legacy every fortnight.
I love the way that Wizards has allowed these older formats to now be FNM as well.
So we can get some shiny promos. Although there's going to be a Fatal Push promo, and I would love to get that in my Delver deck. I would love to get that. Next month's promo, I've just been informed.
Wow.
Amazing. This will blow up the other streams. I think it feels very much like amateur hour in the booth and professional hour for Sean Brown. All right, so we're going to shuffle off that ponder. And we've drawn our duress. All right, I'm going to tap another land, another ponder. Lotus Petal. Underground Sea. A black card. Could either be a very good black card or a terrible black card. That's a Cabal Ritual. Therapy, yes. Yep. God, all these cards, and they're all the same. They play all of them too.
That Cabal is just too big. There's too much useful stuff in this Cabal.
And a Cabal Ritual now. All right.
Can't quite tell if he's at threshold yet.
I'd hope so. He's cast a lot of spells.
True, he's at about four or five ponders now, hasn't he?
I think he's cast every ponder in his deck, but still, he doesn't have enough. He doesn't have enough in his hand to actually do anything.
No.
And for everyone at home, stay tuned if you're keen to watch a bit of pre-release action. We've got the pre-release from the future. Australia is so far ahead of time. In Europe's 12 hours behind or something right now.
Yeah.
We can pre-release 12 hours before they can.
That's marvellous.
We're going to stream it right after this.
So we're able to pioneer for the rest of the world the kind of tech they should be using for their own pre-release.
And a duress from Jesse, looking in her hand. I assume it's to take the stifle. Yeah, he doesn't have
I'm
enough.
surprised it wasn't the stubborn denial. To be honest, it's been such a powerhouse.
All right, Delver's going to flip to a spell pierce.
All right,
I mean, I think Sean he's definitely got the ability to steal this. He's got his 3 lands. He can 3 mana days.
True. There's a red waiting for the Ancient Grudge.
Now, this is an interesting Delver play. What we're going to be doing, Sean flipped Delver. Still in his upkeep, crack the fetch. Let's go find that Ancient Grudge. Let's turn our hand back on.
Yeah, true. Give him one less opportunity to draw a land.
So we can get the clock going. And that's a Flusterstorm. Yep. So not this turn, but the turn after. And he's in a good spot because Jesse's hand's got absolutely nothing going on.
Yep.
He's going to clock him with his Delver.
Bide some time.
4 mana counterspell is still better than not having a counterspell. All right, and another duress from Jesse. Again, he's treading water.
Yeah.
But he's not actually. He doesn't have the ability. It's not his fault at this stage. Maybe the sideboarding came into play now. All these discard spells, all these counter spells, all these proactive hate spells, such as the defense grid, really coming to bite or biting back now.
And that is one of the fragility with a lot of decks, especially the Storm decks, isn't it? That
I find that they never have this problem against me. I've a surgical extraction from from Sean. Interesting. He can actually surgical now if he so feels inclined, and then still be able to hold up Flusterstorm. Although Flusterstorm's unlikely to be doing much. I was playing against. So I've been playing a deck called Team Australia. It plays Tombstalker, Delver, True Name, Deathrite Shaman, 12 creatures. And I've been playing Stifle for a little while, and a friend in America said, I want to try Hymn to Torek over Stifle. I think the meta is pushing away from Stifle. Let's try be a bit more proactive, and Hymn to Torek doesn't have the issue of Stifle where you have to hold it up.
Yep.
If you want to play Tombstalker, you want to feed the graveyard.
Yep, true.
So I was playing against Jesse. I went turn 1 Thoughtseize, took an Infernal Tutor, turn 2 I hymned him. I lost the next turn.
Wish you had the Stifle.
No, he just didn't matter. You can tax him for me, cool, you're dead.
Yeah. Wow.
They're never that fragile when I have to play against them. And I hit business with the hymn as well. I hit a Ritual and a Lotus Petal.
Yeah, okay. Wow. Recently I've been...
That's what happens. Past in Flames?
Yeah.
That does it all.
And I've found that too, like the last couple of weeks.
Yep.
Okay. Yep.
So Jesse's just moved down to 10 because of 3 fetches that have been missed. Sorry, go on, Lee.
So yeah, but Nick Fit, I'm fairly new to that deck, so I've started playing it on Modo as well recently in the last week or so, and I've been noticing a lot of Hymn to Torek online too.
Well, I played in a league and I played against 4 out of 5 decks with non-blue decks.
Yeah,
I got choked twice.
Yeah, so I don't mind putting the old choke down as well. I've got a couple of those sitting in my sideboard at the moment.
Oh, don't be mean.
Blue is my pet hate colour. You're either a blue person or you're not a blue person. I'm not a blue person.
I'm both. I love me a bit of Delver, Tombstalker, Hymn, Stifle, True Name.
I've got to admit, in Australian 7-point Highlander, I do play Blue Moon, which is a
this is a controversial topic in the Highlander, isn't it? So it's a deck built around Blood Moon and Back to Basics.
Back to Basics. Yep.
And people have been calling for some points to go some places.
Yeah, well, a point did end up going on to Back to Basics.
Back to Basics.
So yeah, and I actually welcomed it because I felt like I can get rid of my mana drain, which was one of the points to make up for it.
Yep.
And maybe the rest of the field would feel a bit more relaxed about having a greedy mana base.
No.
Turns out it didn't matter too much to me in Eternal Masters this year, but
listen, it's like Dark Confidant says. It's not no guts, no glory, but we're going to go with that. Greatness at any cost.
Yeah, true.
That's what we're on about. 7
That's
point,
what Bob
7
likes
point
to say.
Highlander Solus. It's an Australian format. It's like EDH, but with 60 cards.
And no commander.
No commander, yeah. I've actually never played EDH or Highlander, so Lee's a big fan of it. It's a pretty popular format, although Legacy's more popular in Melbourne now.
It is true,
Yeah.
but I think it was about 2002, 2003. There used to be two lists that were going through Canberra, which were doing a 15-point list, and Melbourne was doing a 5-point list. And when it nationalised, they met in the middle and had a 7-point list.
There is. This is a game. Wasteland Go with what would you call it, Lee? Pistons come out of the engine. Spark plugs gone missing.
It used to be a fair format until they printed many functional reprints.
Oh, the Tarmogoyf and the Stubborn Denial. There's a Lotus Petal, Brainstorm, Land, Instant. Yep, we've got 4. Tarmogoyf's. Oh, wow, he's dead next turn. And the ability to cast Stubborn Denial. I can't believe Sean's actually come back from this. The turn 1 defense grid. A handful of cantrips.
It's been a very, very measured play by Sean, and it's paying off for him, that's for sure.
Jesse might actually have to go for what they call a value tendrils. He's got the Cabal Ritual in hand. He can cast Duress, take the Stubborn Denial, but then there's the Flusterstorm. Wow, I think Sean's got this. Because he can't cast Stubborn Denial because it's 3 mana plus 1.
Plus the 1. That's right.
Yeah, Wasteland Go. They've definitely thought about their plays a lot. They've the points list. The points list. Who asked about that? Solus, and it's made up by a committee, a team of Australian Eternal Magic players.
Yeah, mostly based out of both Canberra and Melbourne. They come together and see which... The points list itself is the most powerful cards that are legal in the format have a certain amount of points depending on how powerful they are. So a Black Lotus would be worth 4 points. So that will take 4 of the 7 that you're allowed to have in your deck.
What are the 2 4 points? So it's Ancestral and Black Lotus?
Yeah. That's
so
right.
You can't have both.
You can't have both. And then a card like Tinker will be worth 3 points. So you have to build a deck based around that list.
All right, so
here we go.
Sean's tap 3 mana, return to island, days, efficient.
So this is a little bit like what I was saying with game 1, where now Jesse's forced to pay an extra mana, which may take the maths out if he was trying to achieve a win this turn.
Well, he's got Lotus Petal, Cabal Ritual in hand. Definitely. And he's got the tendrils.
We also have a situation where now that Sean has no mana open on his side of the board, after this, even if he lets the Duress go...
In response to the days, Cabal Ritual. The storm count, 1, 2, 3. Up to 4. So now we can cast... He's got... Sorry, three storm count, 4 mana in pool. He's got Tendrils of Agony, Lotus Petal. I think there's an Infernal Tutor in his hand, the very left card.
So he paid the tax for days?
He's with the Cabal Ritual.
Yes.
Sniped him. Have you ever played against a Stompy deck with a blue deck and they go something like turn 1 Charles for 1 and you daze and they exile him in Spirit Guide and you look at the Forceful with no blue card in your hand and you think, oh no. I got so greedy.
I wonder whether Jesse would have done to have let the days counter the Duress though and netted him 1 extra mana. He knew that Jesse wasn't going to be playing anything with no mana open.
Yeah.
So Force of Will's not an issue anymore.
All right, Dark Ritual. So that was the last card in hand. Storm count 5, mana count 7. Tendrils. This is the mini tendrils. This is for 12. Yep. Sorry, mana count 6. So Jesse will go up to
19.
Basically starting life. Sean will go down to 7. And now we have to hope for Past in Flames. Really, we need LED.
So
we need a good cantrip.
So Sean will be looking for a Gravedigger's Cage off the top now, you'd think, because there's not...
Oh, yeah. No, I was thinking of last game. It's been been immersed in this game for so long. I thought, no, he just slams it now and that's it.
Yeah, well, I was trying to figure that out myself too, but I'm pretty sure that was last game. There've been some fairly long, weighty games.
All right, Sean attacks for 7. So
bringing the team down.
4, 8, 11.
Still 3 open for the next counterspell. Oh,
he's got lethal on board.
So that's 7 there.
So Jesse, apologies for this. We're just working out the life totals. Yeah, just confirming the life totals.
I would have. Okay, so we are correct life totals
deep!
now.
They don't play slowly. They play deliberately. It's also late here in Australia, 10:45.
Yeah, it's a Friday.
Friday night, yeah.
So we've all had work. Well, I didn't have work today, but most people have had work today.
Jesse's he's an avid Muay Thai aficionado.
Okay.
So he likes getting up at 6 a.m. to kick a bag 800 times.
Yeah.
It's not my sort of thing in the middle of winter.
No, but it would keep him warm.
He told me he sleeps in his tracksuit pants because if he doesn't, he won't be able to get out of bed and make his way to Muay Thai in the morning because it's too cold. All right, so just finished confirmation. So Jesse's at 12, which would leave Sean 1 point short of lethal.
That makes sense.
Lightning bolt? No. Yeah, it's been... What we saw this game was the turn 1 defense grid and then a whole lot of Brick City after that.
Yeah, it has been drawing very dull.
Wow, that's a past in flames.
Sometimes the Magic Gods just love it.
Oh, no, surely not. But there's Stubborn Denial. Stubborn Denial and the ability to cast it.
Yeah, true.
All right. Wow. If Stubborn Denial gets there.
All right. Now
time has been called, but I don't think we'll need it. And that's the end of the match.
Stubborn Denial.
Oh,
two valid casts of Stubborn Denial this round. That's brilliant.
We saw one Stubborn Denial without Ferocious or whatever it's called.
Yep.
And then one Stubborn Denial with Ferocious. Boom. Ferocious.
No tax to pay on that one. It's just gone, isn't it?
What a match. Turn one defense grid on the play against Delver.
We didn't have a lot of hope for Sean, did we, to begin with?
I thought it was all over.
Yeah.
Ponder. Brainstorm. So we're about to get Sean in the booth.
Yep, sure.
I'm going to interview my podcasting aficionado. Sean and I podcast on the... Come in, Sean.
Way.
Sean and I podcast on a podcast called The Salt Mine. We talk about a lot of legacy, a lot of fun things.
Yes, I am here. There's my deck on the screen.
Can you shut the door, Lee?
Yes.
All right, producer man. Sean Brown, Stubborn Denial, the winner.
For the win. Yes.
That's Stubborn Denial game 1.
Yeah, it was nice. Well, I didn't win because I drew nothing else. But, I had to hope that he didn't name Brainstorm, which he should have. Because he named Force of Will, which it's either Pierce or Brainstorm that he names.
Yeah, I said on the commentary, what balls you have.
Yeah,
he just held on to it because there's no need. Are we going to do this? We're going to brainstorm in response to the Cabal ritual. Get in here, Jesse. Here we go, Jesse. Hello. Second place at FNM.
Hi.
Yep.
Yeah. So how did you find Rug in Denial? So I've told everyone that you're playing a Rug Delver list without Mongoose, and there's Hooting Mandrills.
Three drills, 4 Goyf, 4 Delvers, and I'm playing 7 Removal, like the GP top 8 list, which is it was okay today. And then the Counterspell Suite is the usual stuff. I'm down to 3 Stifles, weirdly, just trying it today.
How many Stubborn Denials are we playing?
2. So I was playing 2 Stubs, 2 Pierce once now, I think. Something like that.
Jesse chimes in, it was pretty good.
It was reasonable. Like, I think once you get ahead on board, like I played against like a Nick Fit deck and stuff like that.
Callum's been caught watching Legacy by his boss.
Yeah, I played against like a Nick Fit deck, and like in the late game, it was good because I pressured him with 2 Tarmogoyfs and then was able to stubborn denial something to win the game there as well when he cast some like big spell. So it was okay, but it's pretty meh in the early game. So I don't know.
Force Spike's been played in Rugdover before. I know Jacob Wilson tried it once.
I know it's.
I guess it's not Force Spike though, is it? Because it's non-creature spell. It's not exactly Force Spike.
Yeah,
it's hard counter.
It's close enough. Like it's like Pierce Stubborn Denial is kind of like the decision, I guess. So I don't know. But yeah, the deck was cool. I attacked with lots of Tarmogoyfs today, and I haven't done that in a while.
Last night was ranting that he wasn't good at Magic anymore, that he'd lost his edge. Look at him now. 4-0, the Sean Brown.
Yeah, I try. I'm happy to like 4-0 with Rug. Rug is sweet. But yeah.
Well, I think we'll wrap this stream up here today. Well, well done. No one cares for second place.
So we all have to dab to finish off, of course.
Thanks everyone for joining us.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
We'll see you next.